Dexter is on the run from Spletzer's, but now he's also going to be on the run from the Koshka Brotherhood as they finally find out the identity of the man that killed Victor. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Entertainment. It's time to review Dexter Season 7, Episode 4. This one was called Run, and I think that Dexter will be doing a lot of running now, not just from the big steroid Spletzer head, but also from the Koshka Brotherhood, and maybe more importantly, Isaac, because he seems to have a little bit more to gain. He seems to be a little bit more involved with Victor than perhaps some of the other Brotherhood members.
Aye, for me that was the biggest reveal, that we found out which way Isaac and Victor swung, which was unexpected. But when the guy was talking about being, Russian, Ukrainian, USSR, all that good stuff, and then I went off to an English boarding school, and that's why I've got this accent, and that's why I like Victor,
Yeah, if he stayed in Russia, he'd been all right.
I think he would have been.
No,
Smirnoff.
People are going to say, well, wasn't Victor gay as well? But I mean, he did have that blonde chick in the back of it. Maybe Victor swung both ways.
Maybe he did.
Maybe Victor just swung the one way, but he was willing to let Isaac, have fun or something. I don't want to think about it, brother. Anyway, right, we start with...
He has to be the first gay villain.
Yeah, but you know what? He doesn't come across as like a feminine gay, so I can accept it.
Well, I'm not saying we weren't accepting it, but... Well, if he was... I mean, if they turned up to 1,000 and he was going to gay pride offence, man, or going to gay... See if it was a gay nightclub he was in. It makes sense why I wasn't interested in the nightclub then.
Absolutely, but Masuka and Dexter, they are interested in investigating the mausoleum, but they find no DNA from Big Spletzer. So, I mean, Dexter's just sitting there wondering, I could have killed this guy, wouldn't be sitting here, wouldn't be looking for DNA. If only Debra would have let me do it, if only she gave me her blessing, will she ever accept me as a serial killer? Meanwhile, she's lying in a bathtub and she's having some sort of vision, just thinking that she's Rita, and we just see like the blood begin to overflow from the bathtub. Later, she calls out Dexter because she knows that he was now involved with Trinity. Trinity killed Rita. He went to see Jonah. She puts two and two together. Dexter reveals, yeah, I knew about him and I killed him, and that's why Trinity killed Rita. And Debra, pissed off that Dexter knew about this all along.
I wonder why Debra didn't question him, and then who killed his family then, if he was dead all along? Would Dexter have revealed that it was Jonah? Potentially. Trinity killer's dead, so there can't be any more Trinity killings going around. That's a key thing there, but you know what? This is a good thing that they're actually discussing previous killers. But tell you what, she hasn't mentioned Duke's yet, hasn't she not?
No, but I mean...
You think would it be first protocol?
She kind of did when she found the slides, but it was never really here, what did you do to Dokes?
True. But here, LaGuarta's looking into that, so maybe that'll be visited later down the line.
But yeah, Dexter says that nothing changes. Debra says everything has changed. You're a killer. How can you love me and how can you love to kill at the same time?
It's so easy for Dexter though, because he points out that nothing's changed. You've just found out I've been the same person the whole time, which is true.
But well, from Dexter's perspective, maybe not a lot's changed, but I think it's from Debra's perspective, I think everything is absolutely changed.
Even if Debra's alright with Dexter killing, right? Let's say she's like, you know what, Dexter, that's brilliant, that's fan-dabby-dozy. She would still be worried that every night she'd be like, fuck, who's he out trying to kill? Well, who's he out trying to do what? You know what I mean? Even if she was accepting of his killing, he's still putting himself in danger every night.
Absolutely, but no one is accepting of Ray Spletzer's killing, so he gets caught by the police, and then he admits after some sort of good cop, bad cop routine from Batista and Debra, he says, I wish I could kill you like I killed her. So you think, right, slam dunk, he's going down, but apparently the police officers were a bit too rough when they arrested him.
He was busy, he didn't accept his rights.
Like Huerta says, he got hit in the head, and then he wasn't able to... He wasn't able to clarify that he was understanding his rights and what happens with all that stuff.
Couldn't anyone claim this, though? I mean, think of the amount of body cams out there, right, and the amount of people that get arrested. 90% of the time it's rough, where people could potentially bang their head or get dizzy. I honestly, man, see the courts and the judges and all that stuff, man, they protect criminals, because this is a fucking disgrace. I mean, you literally have, right, this guy that's killed somebody, literally admit to saying, oh, I wish I could kill you, like I killed her last night, to the LT, nonetheless, and he's out here walking away from it, man. No wonder Dexter does what he does.
Yep, Dexter's got no faith in the system.
That's a fucking joke, man.
Well, I mean, it's like...
What happens if Trinity was in there? But, when we arrested Trinity, he skimmed his head off the corner of the cop car, even though he's admitted to 100 kills, so we have to let him go.
Like Dexter says to Dokes, he thought he was a bargain.
I don't cost the taxpayer anything. You do.
If you ask me, I'm a bargain. Right, at the Foxhole... The Foxhole... It's like a decent name, actually, for...
The Foxhole.
A club, isn't it?
Aye, it's alright.
Right, they shut it down again. Batista and Quinn, they go in, right? You know, pervs to the right, employees to the left.
You're right.
And it's not happening for George and Isaac. They can't allow this to go on much longer. We see Isaac eyeing up a man behind the bar. Is he into him, or has he got ulterior motives? We don't really know. Once they go, George isn't happy.
I think at this point we didn't know too much about Isaac.
Well, we didn't, but George isn't happy. Once Quinn and Batista go, George says that this is all Victor's fault, and that Victor, was a liability, and he caused this. He shot that cop. He's bringing down the trouble on all of them. He's preventing them from getting their drugs moved, and that's the bigger deal. It's not so much the club and getting money for people to come in and pay for strip dances. It's the fact that they are secretly moving heavy cocaine, and they can't do it with the cops on their back. And
which Quinn's girlfriend knows a little bit about, because they spoke about it in front of her in the previous episode. So.
Well, I'm assuming Quinn would know as well, because he was offered some.
Yeah.
When George says to him here, if you make this go away...
How dirty was Quinn?
Well, we'll find out, I guess, maybe, but I mean, George did say to him in this visit, if you make things go away, there'll be a wee package for you, like the good old days. So
the good old days. But I tell you what, man, see Isaac, he was defending Victor or something.
Yeah, he was. As soon as George tried to throw Victor under the bus, and at the moment it is kind of Victor's fault. Isaac was like, "Don't you? Victor was a loyal man, and he was here cleaning up your mess." So.
The only thing I will say about Victor is, I think his hands were tied. Once Mike opens the boot, he kind of has to kill him, doesn't he?
I say kills him before he opens the boot, but it's still the same outcome.
No, true. I mean, he could have tried more, though, to get him away through the fucking boot. He's like, no, I don't have any. What about your car, mate?
Was Mike wrong, though, to open the guy's boot?
He wasn't. He wasn't. No, he was a good Samaritan, for fuck's sake. He wasn't opening a coffin or something.
What if he touched Jax's bike without permission?
I don't know.
Don't touch another man's bike,
asshole.
Hey, anyway, so yeah, Victor. Isaac realizes that the police don't know that Victor's dead, and he thinks that Dexter and Lewis were working together, but not letting the rest of their department in. So George wants to kill Dexter, but Isaac's like, nah, I'm going to talk to him first. I want to know why he did it, why he took it. Victor, maybe he wants to get, I don't know, some sort of
answer,
closure or something. I don't know, but he wants to speak to Dexter first. And then we see Isaac talks
Someone could have used Dexter's, but he might not have done it.
Isaac talks about the man. He asks George, who's that man behind the bar? George says, oh, that's Alex. He's one of our guys. Later, they visit Alex's house, and they say to him, here, you send money back to your family in Ukraine. He's like, aye, how much do you send? $750. Isaac's like, commendable of you, but it's not a lot of money.
It's jobber amount.
It's chump change.
Yeah, fair play to this guy. He heard the plan, he heard the story, and he fucking ended it. No questions asked, really. But my problem with this is, are they going to actually do it? He should have got it in writing or something.
I think Isaac is an honourable man. He strikes me as the kind of guy that will keep this deal. So Isaac says to him...
It's a no-brainer, though. They were telling him, we're going to kill you anyway.
Isaac says, yeah, well, you know what? Your kids, you could put them through college. What if I gave you a chance to send them more than 750? And he basically says, well, here's a gun. Write this wee letter. And, that's it. That's all you need to do. And your kids get this money. And he's like, well, why would I do that? And he says, could you kill that cop? And Alex is like, but Victor, it's Victor. I didn't kill Victor. I didn't kill that cop. Isaac, I didn't do it. I didn't do it. But Isaac's like, nah, you did do it. So
That's the lie you're telling you.
Here's the gun that was used to kill Mike. Now you need to turn it on yourself. And I mean, at this point, I guess he should just kill himself and take the money. But I mean, who cares about your kids really going through college if you're not there to see it?
No, that is true. But see, once he. Well, what would we do? I mean, he's literally told that he's going to kill. You're going to kill you anyway.
Yeah, but then he gives the guy the gun. Now maybe he's only got one bullet in it, and it's impossible for him to kill all 3 guys with the one bullet. Or couldn't he have at least negotiate? It's like, I'll write this confession letter and I'll go on the run. I'll get a one-way ticket back to Ukraine, and I'll say it was me.
Nah, but they want a body. That's closure. That's 100% he did it. There's no questions asked. They can't track him. Know what I mean?
True, but I mean...
that's true. Yo, they could have left loose, but there's too many open ends. It's like the other guy who went to the police. They fucking stuck a screwdriver through his eyeball. See, you wouldn't work in a mob because you'd leave too many loose fucking ends.
I don't think this guy deserved to die.
He didn't deserve to die, but fuck me, how many people... If it was based off who deserves to die, Dexter would be the only guy killing people. But the people he kills would... They all kill people that's undeserved, so no one would die.
Yeah, so Alex then goes to put the gun in his mouth, but Victor...
No, you
Isaac,
no.
Cranium. So side of the head, cranium. One shot. Hold it.
Cranium.
Bang. So that's it. Alex shoots himself, and then Isaac watches on. They gave him a wee drink as well.
Putting the gun in their mouth.
I was like, yeah, do that again, buddy. Right, so that's him dead. They turn up the next day. I guess Quinn got the message from Nadia. And Quinn seems to think this is a slam dunk. He wants them to wrap up the case. But Batista's not too sure. And he thinks that since it's for Mike, he thinks that they should, keep this open and have a level head and look at other possibilities. Later that night, Batista wants to go back to the club one more time, but Quinn, he's got other plans with Nadia, so Batista's like, right, alright, maybe another time. We also seen Batista talk to Dexter about he's not really enjoying this life anymore.
He's talking about retirement. I'm going to wrap it up, la passion.
Aye,
he's not feeling the passion.
No, he's lost the passion. We also had Hannah McKay turn up at the homicide department, and I think she was maybe going to give some information on the victims or something like that, and she wanted to speak to her. I think it was her lawyer and advised her to come down, so maybe she's going to give some information on some of the victims, give their families closure. But if she wasn't there, if she didn't participate in the killings and the murders, then how would she fucking know where these bodies are buried, That's what I don't get.
No, I don't get it either, but maybe we'll find out a wee bit more in the coming episodes about Hannah McKay.
Yeah, Dexter then, he's in the... I guess it's like a graveyard, isn't he? He's in the graveyard and he's in Spletzer'S.
Meltzer's? Who the fuck's Meltzer?
He's in Spletzer'S RV. Spletzer walks through the door, gets into a bit of a fight. Spletzer actually comes out on top. You also see some steroids and anabolic fuel sitting on the table. Dexter then wakes up and he's in like some apartment, and obviously this has just not been done on the fly. Spletzer's been planning another kill, and I guess it was probably going to be another woman, but I mean he's now going to use Dexter as his little guinea pig here. Dexter wakes up and he sees a sign saying run.
Run is one thing I don't do. However, when a guy with a mask and an axe and on roids, I run.
Yeah, it was funny because Dexter sees the sign, he's like, run. He's like, nah, no chance. And he starts walking towards the danger. I don't run. And then you just see Spletzer just, turn around the corner in the background, like dark lighting. Got this like pig head, big massive fucking axe. Bigger than Dexter, stronger than Dexter, fucking muscles and veins popping out the arms. And Dexter's like, well, on this occasion I do run. We see Dexter run through the apartment, and there's all sorts of like traps and stuff, and they get into a little bit of a fight, and Dexter manages to avoid him. He realises that Spletzer is luring him downstairs, so if he goes
mannequins, all that good stuff as well.
Yeah, if he goes downstairs, what's going to happen? Is that where he's going to meet his demise? So Dexter decides, instead of me agreeing with his plan to continue to go down, what if I go up? So we see Dexter, he breaks through some of the boardings that Spletzer put up, and he gets to the roof. Spletzer gives chase, but Dexter manages to jump off the roof, and he kind of latches onto a lorry, and Speltzer just has to watch as Dexter
Tell you what,
drives
though,
off
it's
into
the
the
first
background.
fucking guy's bald, isn't it? I can't really think a guy at Dexter's bald.
Aye, Dexter's like, I have to get my rematch.
I'm trying to think though. Like, when was the last guy that he bottled? But see, to be fair, like, I mean, Dexter, he's not a bottler, but I mean, he does come with a horse tranquilizer 99% of the time.
Yeah, so Dexter was like, you know what, rematch. I can't be doing that. Then he does what he normally does. He sends Harrison and Jamie to Florida. Jamie's...
Well, they're in Florida. They sends them up north for Orlando.
Orlando. Jamie's getting rid of some of Harrison's stuff, but Dexter's like, yeah, you can't get rid of Lammy. This one...
Lammy's the rock.
Yeah.
Can't get rid of Rocky.
Now, Jamie says it smells of pee, but apparently it was...
Smells like pitch.
Apparently it was the first blanket that he got, or Rita got him it, or something along those lines.
His mother got him it.
Well, there you go.
And then she's like, I don't think Harrison wants rid of it. It's you, kind of hinting that. It's like, why would Dexter give two fucks? Even if he... Well, say he did. He's the father of the kid. I know he's never there to see it, like, but I mean, if he wants to keep the fucking blanket, why can't he?
No, I agree. So, Jamie, know your role
And shut
your mouth. Right, Dexter then gets his rematch with Spletzer's. He goes straight to Spletzer's RV again, location, and he gets Spletzer's to follow him in the dark, and Spletzer's coming at him. Spletzer's chasing him down, stalking him. Then Dexter hides behind a gravestone or a wall, and he lures Spletzer to this like grave that's been dug, and there's a sign. But instead of saying run, this one says stay. And that's exactly what Spletzer does. Like a big retard just stands there looking at the sign, staying. And Dexter's like, yeah, looks like his lizard brain doesn't work.
His lizard brain doesn't work, and it leads him in a whole heap of trouble in the infirmary room.
Yeah, and I thought there was some. I thought there was also when Dexter was explaining how his lizard brain works to Debra. I thought it was a pretty good scene.
It was doing the big massive alleyway.
Anyway, we move from the long alleyway to the incendiary room where Spletzer is tied down, ready to go. The flames are there, and it looks like he's going to be sent into ashes, and he's screaming. He's like, let me go. Let me out of here. And then Dexter just mocks him. He's like, ah! Oh! And then he like literally just jumps down at the speed of light and gets straight in his face and just screams at him. I know this is a big meme. I'm assuming you've not seen it. It's not quite the...
I've seen
surprise, motherfucker. It's not quite that meme like,
but I didn't know who it was.
But
I didn't even know it was Dexter. I think when I seen it for.
But yeah, Dexter just mimicking this guy, and yeah, you know, he screams in his face.
You noticed though around episode 3 and 4 of a season, you've normally got a good killer.
I actually does tend to work.
Ferry, Boyd Fowler's were in that period. The cop woman in season 4. That's when Trinity really got introduced to it. Well, to Frank Lundy, bumped into him as well.
What about the car seller guy?
He was good. Can't really think about season 1 or 3, but you know what? For the most part, around this time, they hit out the park.
There wasn't really much good happening in season 3, to be honest.
No,
Miguel, 9 holes ducks. Anyway, Dexter, you know, reads this guy his rights, and he says, well, that's it, you won't be killing anybody anymore. Stabs him and then decides, you know what, it's not only Harrison that needs to get rid of some toys, I need to let some of my toys go as well. And he gets the blood slides, the box, and he puts it on top of Spletzer, and he sends Spletzer and the blood slides into a big ball of fire. And that's the end of Spletzer.
Understand why he did it, but sad to see them go. The blood slides into it.
Yep, but he had to get rid of his toys, had to get rid of his evidence. He then calls Debra to the scene, and he confirms that, yep, see that smoke? That's Spletzer. Is gone. I mean, Debra doesn't approve of it, but she does say that she's glad that he's dead. So...
See, I can give it though, see these blood slides? That's really the only proof. Tying Dexter to all those kills.
Absolutely. She then asked Dexter, what does that make me, the fact that I'm glad he's dead? And Dexter replies, human. And that was the end of the episode. So, yeah, another really great episode, I think.
You know what the problem is, though, with a Dexter and a Debra team-up? Can the department ever truly get a win? You know what I mean? Dexter's need for killing. What Dexter needs to do, I think, for Debra, is to give her a couple of wins, personally. He needs to do his
the high-profile cases that he gives to Debra and the...
Yes, I feel like what he needs to do, because he's very, look how he caught Victor, man. I know it's no real warrant, and I don't know how, but he can still point the evidence towards Victor.
Yeah, he did basically say, I think it was in episode 3, that, or it might have been this episode, that without my lizard brain, that you wouldn't really be in your position right now.
Yes, he did. Yeah.
Because she kind of says that, thanks to you, all these criminals we could have caught have slipped through the cracks, and people believe they went unpunished. To which he replied, "Well, if it wasn't for me, how many criminals would you actually have caught over the years?"
Yeah, because he's always helped. That's undeniable. But how many times has he not? Has he purposely withheld information?
No, and it works both ways. Anyway, rating time. I'm going to give this one a 9.
I'll give this one I'll give it a 9 as well. I liked it, man. Fantastic.
I thought the maze was really good.
Yeah, and obviously...
Good wee filling.
It's better. Obviously the maze is better when it's Dexter in it and not some random woman from a bar. But Debra was in the last maze, to be fair, but she got caught in the bar, whatever. But yeah, seeing Dexter go against
this Dexter, to be fair.
Oh, he was, but this is like 10 minutes of Dexter.
One-on-one, aye. Not a squash match.
Dexter does boss battles well, doesn't it?
Aye.
It doesn't come across as cringe, it feels legit.
It does. Anyway, guys, that's it. 9 out of 10. We'll catch you. I believe that means we are averaging... I think we're averaging over 8.5.
But yeah, be 8.75.
8.75 so far. So, aye, great start to Season 7. Can it continue? We'll find out. Till next time, peace.